thanks for staying with us. A top stakeholder in the maritime industry has spoken on Mr. President's appointment and also the confirmation of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service. For some customs reports, goods worth millions of naira intercepted by some custom commands in the country. Plus, more report. I am Egeseme Idie. Stay tuned. The management of Nigerian Port Authority, alongside other government-approved agencies, speaks on how the nation can continue to generate more revenue for the nation. The two bodies, MP and Customs, has this to say on a number of issues.
This vision is no longer a distant dream, but indeed a reality we are stepping into. Today, I therefore invite you to embark on a journey that explores the transformative landscape of African trade, as witnessed and shaped by the Nigeria Customs Service and all our stakeholders. In the next few minutes, 10 minutes, he said, we will be delving into the experiences of the past 3 years, navigating the challenges and successes, and then set our sights on the horizon of expectations. I'd like to first express my profound gratitude to the organizers for the exceptional effort in hosting this crucial meeting and dedicating the theme to the paramount discussion of free trade in Africa. The choice reflects the profound understanding of the indispensable role the ports play in the realization of NAFTA goals. This sector's significance is underscored by the staggering statistics. Over 80% of the world's trade by volume and 70% by value is transported by sea, with ports serving as the linchpin for the movement of goods. This presentation encompasses an exploration of the implications of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement on both customs and the maritime industry. It outlines customs' strategic response, emphasizing the balance between revenue collection and operational and procedural adjustments and measures to mitigate non-tariff barriers. I will be concluding with a series of recommendations aimed at enhancing and embracing innovative solutions and supporting the ministry in charge of the blue economy, underscoring the pivotal role of both customs and maritime sector in realizing our objectives. The objectives of African Continental Free Trade Area presents a beacon of hope for Africans' economic transformation, ranging from the promotion of intra-African trade to sustainable economic growth. These goals resonate profoundly with the 8-point agenda championed by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an agenda that aspires to ensure food security, end poverty, foster economic growth, create jobs, provide access to capital, ensure security, improve the ease of doing business, uphold the rule of law, and combat corruption. These objectives outlined in the Policy Advisory Council document serves as a roadmap towards a brighter future for Nigeria. I am indeed pleased to inform you that the Customs has taken proactive steps to align its activities with these aspirations, especially in the context of trade facilitation and ports. Notably, our initiatives include transforming Nigeria into Africa's most efficient trading nation, addressing the long-standing issue of port congestion, and enforcing the presidential directive for the 48-hour clearance of goods at seaports in accordance with Executive Order 001. Furthermore, we are redefining performance measures for key government agencies to emphasize trade facilitation, implementing the National Single Window Trading Platform, and launching a comprehensive transformational program to support exports development. The establishment of a ministry in charge of blue economy and marine by the current administration signifies a strategic move to unlock the vast potentials within the maritime sector and channels it towards driving our nation's economic prosperity. This step is not only in line with the commitment to harness the wealth of opportunities in trade, but also aligns perfectly with our dedication to achieving the objectives of continental free trade. It's a powerful reminder that in this era of increased collaboration and interdependence, customs and maritime industry must work hand in hand to ensure the overall success of these initiatives. Let me quickly jump to some of the implications of free trade area on customs and the maritime industry. These implications include the following. After we prompt the need to shift origin control from the import side to the export side, verification of origin status before export promotion, operations, we enhance predictability for business and customs while ensuring that only qualifying goods will participate in the agreement. Secondly, after we prompt the separation of certification from regular procedure, certifications and associated verifications should now occur before export clearance, streamlining processes and ensuring that only eligible goods receive necessary documentation. Third, the agreement entails the creation of an African Continental Free Trade Portal that should serve as a central source of information for tariff and origin certifications. This portal will be crucial in providing real-time accessible information to customs, the maritime industry, and traders. There are a couple of other implications. I have about 5 more. I will circulate this paper for the purpose of time. I will just move to customs' strategic response to this implication. The free trade area is poised to usher in significant changes that will have a profound impact on customs operations. One of the key transformations is the shift in customs focus, moving from the import side to the export side of trade facilitation. This adjustment presents a crucial trade-off between revenue collection and trade facilitation. Customs will need to strategically allocate resources to enhance export procedures and ensuring that exporters can thrive in a streamlined environment that ultimately benefits the government through increased foreign exchange earnings. While this shift is poised to bolster exports, it may lead to a trade-off in terms of lower revenue from the import side. Port preferences favoring the most efficient and infrastructurally sound ports may lead to lower import volumes and consequently reduce revenue for customs. In this regard, the service has implemented a number of adjustments to cope with these implications. These measures include efforts to mitigate some non-tariff barriers as we delve into customs' strategic response to these multifaceted challenges. It is clear that a delicate balance between revenue generation and facilitation of trade is at the forefront of our effort. And I just mentioned some of these operational and procedural adjustments, which include the dissolution of existing strike force teams that constitute the multiple layers of enforcement into the recognized structure of Federal Operations Unit, the introduction of advanced ruling system, which represents a notable stride in aligning our operations with the global best practices in line with recommendations of the WTO TFA agreement. And finally, the inauguration of a steering committee on the implementation of the AEO for compliant traders with a clear focus on transitioning from the existing Fast Track 2.0 to the new AEO concept. We have a number of administrative collaborations which talked about the various collaborations we are doing with members of the international community, particularly the World Customs Organization, the Japanese Center for Cooperation, JICA, and the Customs Administration of Japan. We are making plans to build a customs laboratory in 2024. We are going to start the adoption of geospatial intelligence in our enforcement unit. And with all our stakeholders in the trade facilitation chain, we hope to conduct a time-release study to actually determine how long it takes to clear goods from our ports. We are currently finalizing a working agreement with our Customs Administration of Benin Republic to address existing gaps in bilateral trade and to remove all those things that sustain the activities of smugglers. We are also re-energizing the activities of the National Trade Facilitation Committee. I mentioned that before. And we are also signing an MOU. We have actually signed an MOU with Federal Road Safety Corps to integrate our systems and minimize the migration of smuggled vehicles. There are a number of other technology.
I think you've exhausted your 10 minutes, please.
Well, I noticed that the time was around 2 minutes plus when I started, but all the same, I will.
Okay, so you finish. You have 2 minutes.
I will submit. The first place I checked was here. It was already 2 minutes to take your introductions. But all the same, I submit. I just read through the recommendations that I have so that my other colleagues will have the time. First, we are recommending collaboration. Collaboration in the verification of origin of goods at the ports and ensuring that all maritime shipments comply with AFTA origin rules. We are recommending for us to encourage effective and efficient trade data exchange between customs administration and maritime authorities. We are recommending the harmonization of procedures for certification in order to enable smoother and quicker export clearance. There are other recommendations. You're going to see it in the paper as I conclude with 2 paragraphs. This presentation has been an exploration of the experiences and expectations of AFTA from the perspective of customs. The agreement is not merely an agreement. It represents a catalyst for profound change, and customs is at the forefront of this transformative journey. We have delved into the challenges and successes of the past 3 years, emphasizing the pivotal role of maritime industry in the successes and the collective effort needed to harness the wealth of opportunities in trade for our beloved continent. The implications are multifaceted, encompassing the shift of origin control, the separation of certification from regular procedures, and the creation of an African continental free trade portal. In response to the number of challenges, Customs has adopted a combination of operational and procedural adjustments.
The former national president of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents has commended the management of Nigerian Customs Service as well as Mr. President for the confirmation of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service. The former president said that the confirmation of the CG is a welcome development in the maritime sector. He commended the leadership quality of the CG and its management.
A confirmed CGC. It's a welcome development because when he was appointed, we actually gave him a lot of challenges we have in the industry, and he has been going north, east, west to make sure that he addresses this issue, put a lot of things in place. He has shown capability. He has shown the fact that this is a round peg in a round hole. He has shown what we have been saying, that we need somebody who has actually risen through the rank, who knows the system, he knows where the shoe pinches, he can talk about trade facilitation, and at the same time talk about federal government revenue generation. So confirming him is just a blessing for us. It's the icing of the whole thing. And it's going to complement the effort of Mr. President in many areas. So it's a welcome development. When he came into Apapa and we told him a lot of challenges we have, I remember we discussed the issue of 43 items which are under CBN restriction. He promised to look into it. Not even looking into it alone, we went to the Ministry of Finance. He made sure that he followed this issue. About a few weeks ago, this one has been lifted, which will complement a lot of effort that the customs will do vis-a-vis false declaration. In the next few months now, we cannot be seeing the normal false declaration in our dictum again, except a perpetual smuggler. That's number one. If you look at our border, the relationship vis-a-vis border residents and Nigerian Customs Service personnel was not too cordial before. There's no engagement. He made sure he did that. He actually closed the gap and also make sure that he engaged with them and saying that they're going to be having robust relationship. That's the other one. I remember I was in Seme and I saw his footprint when I visited Seme, talking about our trade, international trade. He looked at the various challenges that we have on that route, and he ensured that the customs that will be on that road are those that are actually assigned to that boat, and also set up a committee to make sure that this is monitored, not a situation where you come at night and see various customs checkpoints here and there. He has been doing wonderful well. I'm impressed, and under 100 days, he has actually achieved this. So his confirmation is a test to the fact that he's capable, he will do well, and the fact that this is a proper officer, not bringing a soldier as a driver of a truck. as minister of whatever department, he is there in the next 8 years. He doesn't have anything, nobody to report to. There will always be period where you tell people all the things you have done as a leader of a particular department. It is okay, and it will also charge the various ministers and various heads of department to know that somebody is watching you, and what will you report? What have I achieved? And this is it's going to also increase the level of performance of Bola Tinubu government. You know, this is somebody who is a technocrat. There's something you want to tell him that he does not know. That would tell you, that is what we call leadership, good leadership. You must be able to report back, what have you done? What is, because there will always be feedback mechanism. Then have you been, your impact, has it been felt in the society? Have you actually added value? Honestly, I give it to this government. If every other successful government had been doing this, Nigeria would have been a better country.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The zonal coordinator in charge of Zone A in Lagos, State Controller of Customs, Yusuf Chibu, said that Apapa and Tinkan Command are working in line with directive as approved by management of the Nigerian Customs Service. The ACG paid an scheduled visit to Apapa and Tinkan Command without informing them of his visit. He commended them for a job well done. The Commandant of Customs Training College and members of his team paid a working visit to the Apapa Customs Area Controller alongside the Tinkan Customs Area Controller. According to him, the visit is to formally thank them for helping the Nigerian Customs College in Ikeja to grow from where it used to be. He has this to say when he visited the two controllers in their various offices. First to speak is the Apapa Customs Area Controller and also the controller in charge of Tinkan Customs Command.
Who watch you closely and from afar, because you went around and you saw everybody you needed to see to solicit for their support, and we have no choice than to keep behind you. And I must also commend you because you've recorded a lot of firsts in that institution. We are very, very proud of your achievement. We were discussing earlier and I said you've lifted that institution to a higher level that most of us are proud to be associated with. The training of the cadet was a huge success. And you brought in a lot of innovations that never existed before. They say it's not to give an assignment to somebody. It's for the person to prove that, yes, I can do it. And I can tell you, you've written your name in gold in that college because you got there, you added value. And that is the essence of it. Go to any particular assignment given to you, add value, let people know that when you were there, this is what you did. And honestly, I can tell you that you've attained a standard that nobody will come and lower. I want to commend you. You see, when you take up challenges, especially when you are embarking on things that never existed, you need a lot of courage. And I could see that courage in you. You approach with all your vigor. I remember several management zonal meetings. You also, every opportunity to talk to everybody. And look, this event is coming. Please, we need to be there. It's our home. Yes, we know it's our home. But because you kept reminding us, for those who might have forgotten, that made them also offer support. I want to commend you, I want to commend your team of staff. You see that dedication in all of them. I was there before the graduation of the cadet, and on the graduation day we were also there. And on graduation day it was raining. You see you move inside rain to ensure things were properly done. It is born out of your dedication. And once again, I want to congratulate you for the success of that. The one thing is that you've set a standard. and that standard cannot be lower, which simply means that the reward of hard work is more work. So that's what I want to leave you with, that standard you set, for as long as you are there, should not be lower. And I can assure you, nobody that we posted there, even after you've left, will lower that standard. So once again, I want to congratulate you and your team of staff for a job well done. And I continue to pray that the good Lord continue to guide you and us you.
To this place is very simple: to rebrand and to reform Tinkan Island Port. We met the command in very high spirit when we resumed, and it is our intention to sustain that tempo left behind by my predecessor. We'll be doing so well towards that, and to the glory of God, we are succeeding with the support and cooperation of officers of the command. Because you are from an academic environment, let me state that one of the latest things that we've done towards rebranding the command is hosting a training session for custom officers of the rank of assistant controller and deputy controllers. Why did we do that? We felt that the port industry is a very dynamic environment, and those officers, most of whom have been posted from other commands to Tinkan, needed to be updated on recent developments on custom process manual in Tinkan Port Command. It was a very good success, and I give kudos to all the erudite men who are seated here today. All of them delivered lectures. And we also brought in some experts from outside this environment to be part of that training program. We had people that came from Nigerian Copyright Commission, who came to deliver papers on copyright infringement and related subjects. It is our intention to further train officers of the middle level operational rank from deputy superintendent, assistant superintendent to chief superintendents. And it is our hope that in doing that, we'll collaborate with the Custom Training College to get some of your modules that will assist us in taking up such courses. We are also privileged to have in our midst officers that have the capacity, but we think that, like I've always said, nobody is a repository of all the knowledge, so we will rely on input and capacity from the Custom Training College. And doing that in sharing ideas, we will not only fertilize what you already have, but we'll also gain some knowledge from you. We also plan to extend similar training to our stakeholders, the freight forwarders, and some of their importers.
I would like to show my appreciation to the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adeni Adewale, MFR, for the opportunity given me to serve in the capacity of the Commandant of Nigerian Custom Training College, Ikeja. And what informed our decision to carry out this courtesy visit, ab initio, some months back, on assumption, we carried out courtesy visits to various area commands domiciled in Zone A. During this tour, we solicited for collaborations and synergy with a view of adding value to the then forthcoming 6 months compulsory course for the new intakes. And we had robust collaboration in so many areas, vis-a-vis technical supports and some areas of programs that add value to the training. That is the essence of this visit, to show our appreciation as a college for the support that we got from the command to complement the support that we received from the strategic level, which is from the management level, that added value to the success recorded during the last 6 months basic training.
Goods worth billions of naira has been intercepted by customs in the country. According to the controller, the command will continue to fight against smuggling of consignment into the country with a proper approval by government. The Nigerian Customs Service has seized drugs and goods worth 1.2 billion naira within 1 month. The unit also arrested 9 suspects in connection with the seizures, and they are currently undergoing court cases.
Smuggled during the Yuletide period. While noting this challenge, we have fully deployed the improved logistics supplied by the Comptroller Generals of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, and the management of the Nigeria Customs. The support provided for our officers with strategic manpower placement to achieve our ongoing drive to suppress smuggling. Our reviewed strategies have been playing off as reflected in decisions recently made by the Federal Operations Unit Zone A for the month of October 2023. We shall sustain our efforts towards deploying these strategies continuously.
Unit also seized 13 trailer loads of rice, used tires, cannabis, and drugs worth billions of naira along the nation's borderline.
The local production of what we are consuming, like I keep saying, any country that refuses to consume what they produce can never grow. We should consume what we produce so that those making that production, they will have returns for their investment and having multiplier effect on the economy. Because when you have returns for your investment, there's development. People will be employed. But if you don't have returns for your investment, you will start to sack people. And unemployment that we still have will keep increasing.
It is all of 115 billion collected on behalf of the government, such as underpayment, wrong classification from insurance of demand notice to defaultees. Just before I round up this week's edition of the program, Customs Report, a stakeholder in the maritime industry has commended Mr. President for the confirmation of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service. For me, Igeseme Etinye, thanks for watching.